Okay, so I'm going to add the plate here, but it should be inside the custom component. Okay, sorry. In this case, if you notice that our plate, the top plate and the bottom plate has the same width, okay? Maybe what I will do in my component, I will change the control for the top width and then the bottom width. So here, as you can see here, so how to do that one? Um, to modify it, I have this plate width. I can say this one is the uh, top plate. Top plate width. And then I'm going to add another parameter, and then I will call that one as bottom plate width. Okay? So here, where is that one? Okay, this one. Okay, where is that one? Top plate width, copy, and then it should be P14. P14, it should be bottom plate width. Okay, bottom. Now, to use this one, okay, P14, remember that P2, remember the P2 earlier? P2? So, I need to look for the equation where the P2 is. Okay, so here, P2, yeah. So, there you go. This is the bottom, this one, and this one. So, D28 to D, oh, sorry, yeah. Where's that one? Okay, D25 to D28. So, I need to change this one to P14. Okay, copy. All right. So now I have a different control for my top and bottom. So if I change this one to, if I change my top to 300, eh, wrong. Sorry, it's wrong. 400. Aha, I put it in the wrong place. Okay, so this one is P2, should be P14. 14. And then this one should be P14. And then this should be now it's a bit okay. Now it's confusing. Okay, this one must be P2, and then this one must be P2. Okay, this one must be P2. Okay, and then this one must be P2 as well. Okay, so I hope that one is okay. So P2, change it to 300. Yes, 400. So I'm going to add my stiffener now. Okay. So for the stiffener, I will use again the contour plate. So look for the this one. I'll add my stiffener here and select this one. Steel plate stiffener, and then use the color yellow. And then this one is plate 10, and then middle. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then middle button of your mouse. No change. Okay, I'm going to change this one now here. 0 stiffener. Right, and then let's say I have a fix. I'll copy this one here, and then I'm going to change the jumper. I'm going to change the jumper. So let's say I have a fixed jumper here, 12 and then 12. So I'm not going to change that one. So I'll fix the jumper there, 12 and 12. If you want to change, then you can change also. And then weld. So I'm going to select again the welding here. So 1 and then 2, 1 and then 2. Okay, so going back to this plan. Okay, refresh. How come that it's not here? Component editor. Refresh and then select this one. Yeah, it's already there. Then look for this and then move it to the center. Okay, so I'm going to move these two to the center. This one, I'm going to move here to the center. Okay, and done. So close it and then say yes. So as you can see here, I added that one in my so if you notice here, I will apply an okay, and then if I pick this point 1 and then 2, there will be an additional stiffener there. Okay, but again you will notice that that one is still it's not yet bind. Okay, so we need to bind that one. We need to bind that one to the boundary plane. Okay, so shall we do the binding, or you can try the binding first? Do you want to try the binding on your own? Uh, Pardon? Ah, you did already the binding. Okay, so I will continue with my binding. So that at least you can see uh, on my part how I did this one. Okay, so look. So from here, these two, I'm going to select again that point and then right click, bind to where? Bind to the boundary plane. Bind to the boundary plane here. Okay? So that one will be 0. So there will be 0. And then also the top part, select and then bind to the boundary plane here, then another 0. And then these two, I'm going to bind that one to the boundary of the web, and then that one is 0. And then this one, Alt key, and then bind to the boundary of the web, and then that one will be 0 as well. Now, for the other part, now this will be the difference. So look, this top and bottom on the outer part. So I'm going to bind that one separately. So I'm not going to bind in one plunge. So let's say this one, I'm going to bind that one here, bind it here. Okay. So if you notice here, there is a again, this one will be D45. Okay. Now before I bind this one, I think I better delete this one, and then I'm going to move first to, let's say, 10 mm. I'm going to move this one 10 millimeter, move 10 millimeter, and then also this one move 10 millimeter, and then I'm going to start the binding so that I will have that 10 millimeter gap, so that I can control. So I will make a control for the four edge distance. So now, but again, like what I've said, I need to bind this one by one to each plunge. So this one, right click, bind to this plunge, then there will be 10. Okay. This one, bind this one to this plunge, another 10. This also, bind here, and last, this one to be bind here. Okay, there you go. And then from here, I have now the 10 mm, 10 mm edge distance, D45 to D48. I'm going to add that one, add 10 mm to the P15. So I will call this one a Stiffener edge. Edge distance. Okay, and then I'm going to equate this one to this. D45 equals to P15, copy, paste, 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 and then hide this one. Hide. Okay, that's it. So, okay, now I'm going to close this one and say yes. So look, if I change now the top plate width, okay, the top plate width to 300, modify. Can you see that one? It changed. So if it is 200, then so this will be the shape now of your stiffener. Okay? So again, going back to, let's say, 350, then there will be a slight slope for the stiffener. And if I change the bottom plate, let's say this one is 250, so it will be like this. So as you can see here, automatically the stiffener will be. But now, the question is how we're going to locate the stiffener. So let's say, for example, the stiffener is like this. This one. This for stiffener. So how you are going to control the spacing of the stiffener. Okay? So that is our next goal, to control the spacing of the stiffener. So meaning, in this case, we're going to, let me just zoom in here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is this. So from here, remember, this is your peak point, right? This is your peak point. So we need to get this distance Okay, distance from left of the stiffener. So we have this one, and then we are going to array this stiffener. So array with the distance. Okay, so are we clear on that one? Okay, at the moment I did not touch this one, this part. So maybe later you can, if you want, you can modify your stiffener with this chamfer. But I just make a straight one. I just make a straight one here. Okay. So if you want, you can add additional handle here, and then control, put this 50 and 15, if you like. Okay. So let's continue. So now, again, like what I've said, how we are going to control the distance of the stiffener from the left side. Okay, from the left side. Okay, so edit custom component. I mean, sorry, you have done up to this level, right? You already done the binding, correct? Not, not yet. Okay, so shall I continue with the next part? Okay, so I'll continue to control the uh, the location. Okay, so edit custom component. So from here, I want you to display here. I want you to bind again this one. This. Actually, you can bind it's either on the boundary of this plate, okay, or this at the component plane. Because anyway, this edge is always on the component plane, so you can also bind to the component plane. But in case that the location of the boundary for that one is not in the same location, then you need to decide which one you want to bind, to the component plane or to the uh, boundary of the plate. Okay, it's your choice later. Okay, so now uh, let's uh, let's move on. Okay, so here what we do next is select everything. Okay, select everything, and then bind to component plane. By the way, sorry actually if you want to do only one binding you can also create a construction plane here. This one, construction plane. So meaning, if I put a construction plane on this location, so I'm only binding the construction plane. So only one binding, because the construction plane is something like it could be magnetic. Yeah, here it will be magnetic. So meaning, if I have this construction plane here, okay, if I have this construction plane, this one. So whatever the movement of this construction plane, it will be the movement of our, what is this? Stiffener plate. Because it will magnet the handle. So meaning, now that I have this construction plane here, I can make it bigger if I like. So let's say, for example, I make it 300. Sorry. So I will make it bigger. So the reason why I need to make it bigger, so that it depends on how big is your, okay, make it a little bit more bigger. so that I want to make it sure that it will capture all the points for this one. Okay, so look, now that I have this construction plane, which is magnetic, this one magnetic, so you can now select this one and right click bind to. So you can bind this one to the component plane here. So look at this one. You're going to have one value here. Do not expand. So if you notice here, there will be one value, which is this one, D49. See, this D49. Look, if I change this D49 to 200, it doesn't, okay, I don't know why it doesn't work, but it's supposed to work there if I change, but I don't know. Is there anything that I need to anyway, maybe we can we can discuss that one later. It's been a while that I'm not using this construction plane, but that is the idea to magnet this handle of this spore. But since that it's not working, so I'll just delete this one, and then I will go back to the same thing what we did last time. So select all the handle, and then right click and then bind to plane. The only thing is, of course, there will be more values here compare if you have the construction plane. Anyway, let me let me try it out again later. I will check first the construction plane, how that one works, because it's been a while that I haven't using that construction plane. Okay, so now let me just pick this one again, so that you will not be confused. So I'm going to select this part and then Alt key and then right click and then bind to plane. So after you did the binding for the boundary plane of the plates, then here component plane, and then I'll start with this one. So look, here you will get 500 values, all 500. So you want to control the 500, then add parameter. So just type here 500 and then just simply bind, equate this one to P16 and then copy to all. Copy here. Okay, and then hide this one. Okay, stiffener location. Stiffener from side. Okay, so look, if I change this one to 200, then now I can control the location of my stiffener. If I type here 0, then it will be there. If I type 300, then there you go. Okay, kindly do that one first, and then after that, we're going to add the array, right? Okay, do that one. Okay, so what we have done here is we just created the location of our stiffener, but the idea is to get this 4 stiffener here or more, 2 or more. Okay, stiffener. So how we're going to do that one? So we can use our nested component or nesting, or sorry, not nesting, array, component array. Okay, so how to do that? So look, from your right hand side, application and component, kindly type here array. All right. So this array of objects, double click. Okay, so this is a component. Now we're going to insert the component inside the custom component. So how to use this one? So look, pick objects. Okay, pick objects. Are you following me? Okay, pick objects. So what are the objects that I need to pick? So these two, 1 and then 2, ship and then 2. Okay, so these are the 2 objects that I need to array. So now, uh, click the middle button of your mouse. Sorry. Again. So once you double click the array, so number of copies, let's say you type here 3 copies, and then spacing value, let's say 200, and then apply. All right, apply. So now, after you apply, you can select the object, pick objects 1 and then 2. Okay? And then middle button of your mouse, and then it says pick first position. So 1 and any position, and then second position. The second position is the direction where you want to copy the plates. Okay? So I pick anywhere on this line, and then going to the right, that is the direction of my plates. So look, I have already created the array. So to control this one, I'm going to select this macro. Okay, so let's say for example 2, modify. So I have only 2. So let's say the spacing here is 100, and then 200, and then 100, and then make it 3 again. 3, modify. So see, you get it? Okay, kindly do that one, and then after this, the uh, we're going to control the parameter of the array inside our custom component. Okay, are we clear on that one? S Yes, of course. And make sure that you refresh this one, refresh, because once you refresh this one, then this component will be inside. Sorry. Yeah, see, you have the component now here. So make it sure that you create this array inside the custom component, so that it will be part of the component now. Okay? So I will leave this one to you now. So let me know once you're done. So let's continue controlling the array objects, okay, in our variable. Okay. So first is you need to uh, identify how many objects you want, or let's say how many stiffener, number of stiffener. Okay, so add parameter, and then you type here number of stiffener. Okay, so the number of stiffener is how many? 4, correct? So you type 4. So maybe you type here number 4. Okay, and then add another one, add another parameter, and then this one I want you to hide, and this one is also number of stiffener in array. Okay, and then hide this one. So the equation of this one must be equals to P17 minus 1. Why? Why P17 minus 1? Because, okay, look, if you notice here, if you open this, number of copies is 3. So meaning I need to equate this 3 here, not 4. Because if I type here number of stiffener here 4, then this stiffener will become 5. Do you get it? Did you understand what I'm trying to say here? So yeah, so here I add 4, which is the number of stiffener. So meaning I will just type 4, and then the number of stiffener will be 4. But the equation that we're going to key in our component here in number of copies should be 3. That's the reason why I create an equation P17 minus 1. So 3. So this P18, I'm going to equate this one now to the component component catalog here. Under the general properties, you can see here number of arrays. Add equation and then paste. So now, if I say number of arrays, the minimum here must be 2. Okay, if I type here 2, that should be 2. Number of arrays, spacing value. Okay, should be okay. So, sorry I think, yeah, I think there's some issue here now. Okay, anyway, it should work. So 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, I think this one is an issue with the custom component. Anyway, this one is should be okay. All right. So whatever you type here, then that will appear outside the custom component. So now let's continue. Let's continue. The next one is add parameter again, and then this time I want you to type here distance, stiffener, stiffener distance. So under the stiffener distance, we're not using only the length, but we're going to use the distance list. So here, under here, you can see here distance list. Okay? So the distance list, meaning you can type here 200 space 300 space 200 and so on. Okay? So that's the distance list. If you type here one value, let's say 200, then all the distance will be 200, 200, 200. So now, we need to equate this P19, copy, and then go to this distance between element, right click, and then add equation, control V. There you go. So now I have 200. So if I type here 50 and then 200, see? 50, 200, and 50. Okay, 100 and then 200 and then 100. There you go. So we can now assign this distance and then the quantity of the stiffener here. So are we okay with this one? Okay, kindly try that one and I think it's done. Okay, so let me know once it's once you finish and then we will move on to the next example. This one, okay, so now once you have this, you close it. Okay, save it. So your question is this: when you apply this one, okay, and then you change the size of the height. Let's say, for example, I put it. Oh, where is the height? Okay, height. Let's say 500. This is your problem, right? Actually, it's not a problem. It's just a positioning here. Because at depth, it's always at the middle. You just simply click here, front or behind. And then you type here 0. And then modify. So, there you go. So, meaning, once you put this one behind and 0, whatever the size of this, let's say 300, then it will always at the top. Because by default, it is at the center. Okay? All right. So this one is a quite good component. I think you can use this one now. So here, if you want to use it, see, you can change the what do you call that? The bottom plate width. I can change it to 600 and then modify. So I have now a wider bottom width. I don't know. Did you change the size of the top width and the bottom width? No. Okay. Anyway, I already recorded that one, so you can try that one later. Okay. So this one is okay now. So Raj, did you manage to get the plates? Okay. All right. Because I'm suspecting that because of this value, that's why your okay. So yeah. This one is the replacement plate. Okay, so again, the usage of this one is if what do you call that? Instead of modeling it one by one, then you can just simply pick 2 points, and then you have already the whole plates as you can see in your example here. All right. Now, another thing that I need to add here is like what I've said. We can use this. Oh, really? They didn't know. Okay, all right. Okay, just let me know once they come back. Okay. And okay, so the last part of this is we're going to have the option whether we want the top plunge or the stiffener. Because like what I've said, we can use this one as our built-up section for the pancake. So in that case, we can modify this one, this component. I will use a two question here. Okay. One is add a parameter and then change this one to yes no, and then another parameter which is yes no. Then this one is with top plunge, and then question mark, and then the other one is with stiffener and then question mark. All right, as simple as that. So here we'll put here both 1 and 1, and then P20, I'm going to equate this one to this top plunge, and then add here creation and paste it, and then P21, I'm going to equate this one to the original plate. What is the original plate? This one are array, so I'm going to add this P21 to the two original plates. So this contour plate, creation, and then the other one, this one. Creation. Okay, as simple as that. And then let's close it. Say yes. And there you go. So now, if in case that this one, I don't want to have a top plunge, so I will just use no here, and then modify, so there will be no top plunge. Clear? If I want this one to be no stiffener, then say no, and there will be no stiffener. So meaning, if it is no stiffener and top plunge, so you can use this one, or sorry, this one, no stiffener and no top plunge, apply and okay. So I can use this one for my pancake. There you go. Of course, if it is a pancake, then you don't use this one, modify. Okay, so you will notice here that okay, the problem here is this one. You will notice that if I remove the top plunge, it will move to that point. Unlike the pancake, there will be something like a 12.5 for the decking. So let's see how we can change this one. I think here we can type here 12.5, modify. Yeah, so you can use this one. Okay, so are we clear on this one? And then if I want to use now this plate as the replacement plate, so 1400. So this one I'm going to change it back to yes, and then yes, and then modify, and there you go. So here, can change this one to hey, where is the distance list? Uh, Number of Stiffener. Hey, did I Stiffener distance? Okay, sorry, because it's rumble. That's the reason why it's difficult to find out. So anyway, uh, you can do this one offline, maybe later or tomorrow or when you're free. You can create the you can create the what do you call that, the picture of this, and then put the dimension, so that you can easily use this one, or the other can easily use it. Okay, is that clear? Okay, kindly do that one, and then after that we're going to add a what do you call that, the thumbnail. So this stiffener, we're going to change the picture here. We're going to change the picture. This replacement plate, we change the picture. Okay, so the next one is anyway, this one is just to change the picture here. So all you need to do is to create 3D views of component. Okay, so here, and then remove the welding. Remove remove the weldings here. Modify. Okay, and then also remove the this symbol, component symbol. Okay, and then change this one to perspective. There you go. So all you have to do is this. Just simply make a something like this, a view, and then shift, control, and then right click, redraw, so that you will remove this symbol. Okay. Yes, and then now you can create now a PNG file or JPEG file. Okay, so to create a JPEG file, I can use this snap tool. Okay, sniffing tool, and then I'm going to save this one to save it to Tekla structures model, and then DM advanced to this one. I'm going to type here okay, let's say PNG, and then here I'll type here plate. Okay, you're following me, right? Just make a copy, make a snapshot, so that once you save this one, so you can right click on this and then edit this thumbnail. Select the thumbnail, and then add thumbnail, and then go to the this one, plate PNG, and then click OK, and then uncheck this one, and then add, and then close. There you go. So you have now the DM replacement plate, and then you can see that this is how it looks like. Okay, and then after that you can now right click and then publish to export this one. Let's say DM replacement plate UEL, save. So once I save this one, I can now send it to you. Okay, so let me send it to your WhatsApp, and then you can try to import to see this component. So here, date modified, so this one, I'm going to say send this to your WhatsApp here. Okay, and then I'm going to okay, there you go. So you have now you have now this UEL file, and then all you have to do is to right click and then import the UEL file, and then you will have it in your catalog library or component library. Okay, is that clear? Okay, I think we're done with this one, so uh, I can close this one, and then we're going to our next example.